Purple Belt Series, Lesson 4, Attacks from Side Control. Okay, so the reasoning behind this variation is getting side control, getting a gable grip, and working what is directly in front of you. So if I want to stay at side control, I want to work everything on the arm without attacking the legs, without having to sit up, turn, and work on anything that's not into my reach. I can work on chokes, but for the most part, for the variation that I'm going for is because I'm hooking underneath the arm, I'm going to attack everything that I can in fast sequences, going from one to the next, to the next, to the next, all with what I have, with what I'm holding. So we'll start out basic gable grip, side control. We'll wait for him to make his move, which most of the time is going to be this. He's going to want to try to open and pry your head open, to open your grip, to create space, and to make his moves. So as he opens, creates space, I'm letting go of the head, coming through. We're going to set up 5 fingers onto the wrist, bending the arm at a 90-degree angle, 5 fingers over my wrist, his wrist to the mat, close to his body, his wrist to the mat. I pick it all up for the straight key lock. A lot of times he knows this pressure's going. He's going to want to straighten his arm. If he straightens his arm, I kind of lose the grip. So I walk my body all the way onto his chest up high, taking control, 5-finger steel on his by his thumb. I don't necessarily want to be right here on the wrist because now he can easily turn his thumb. I want to make sure that my grip is basically half on his thumb, half on his wrist, because now I can control his movement from his thumb turning. I want to keep his thumb straight up. Figure 4 here with my knife under the capsule of his elbow, and a big figure 4 on my arm. Widen my base, drop my weight onto his chest, wrist to the mat, pick my knife and elbow up into the arm to break the arm. If he sees that I'm putting pressure here, he might slip away and bend his arm the opposite way. He bends his arm the opposite way. I switch from this being hooked to this one being underhooked. Scarf my hips the other way. Attack for the Kimura. 5 fingers over his wrist, 5 fingers over my wrist in a tight figure 4. Then I bring my legs back to side control. From side control, I switch my knees. Pick this one up over his head. Pick him up. Tighten the angle, lock his back to where he can't turn, keep his arm at a 90-degree angle, finish over for the Kimura. If there's any way his arm is straightening, he's too strong, and I lose the figure 4, I'm already in the place. I turn my leg a little, put it into his armpit. I fall back directly for the arm bar, locking this arm around his arm. While I'm here, I can switch my grip to his thumb, the same. I always want to take control of his thumb. Take this one, slide it up, back it up. Make sure his arm here is in contact with my chest at all times. As I go back, then I bridge my hips up for the finish. And then we can do in other variations, for example, where we miss the Kimura, we don't want to do the Kimura. Or if he starts his arm and leaves his arm here. If he leaves his arm here and never brings it to my face, I can automatically go for the Kimura and start from this sequence and start working back. I can go here, he'll start to straighten it to hide. He straightens it to hide, I walk up, finish the straight arm lock. Or he might bend it this way. If he bends it this way, I switch, 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 finish with the key lock. We start here, he goes to my face again. Here, straight arm lock. Here, key lock, arm lock, he bends, scarf the other way, post, arm lock. Where we do all four of the variation attacks, all from the same side control, all in different sequences.